Hey everybody, Black Ninja 797 here, and welcome back to another episode of Myth Busting Mondays. And in today's episode, for the final myth, this is going to be a very silly one, but I'm very entertained at the idea of this. This is going to be, can you launch Leroy, or Arthur, as his canon name is, into the sky with the Trample steam that is on Buried? I'm super excited to give this a try because my inner child is just giggling at the idea of how stupid this sounds. But yeah, I am very easily entertained if you can't already tell, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, please make sure you guys drop a like and comment down below if you have any myth of your own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode. It can be on World at War, Black Ops 1, 2, 3, 4, and Black Ops Cold War. So please, by all means, feel free to submit as many myths as you want, and we will get to them in due time. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, I hope you guys end up enjoying this week's episode of Call of Duty Zombies Myth Busting Mondays. Myth: does the DSR do more damage than the L96A1? Alrighty guys, so myth number 1 of today's episode is going to be submitted in by JJ Lipscomb. So JJ, what I am going to be doing for you, my friend, is that while we have some background gameplay going on, I'm going to be referring to stuff from the Call of Duty wiki and talking about it while the gameplay is taking place. So let's first talk about the L96. So the L96, for those of you guys that didn't play Black Ops 1, was one of the sniper rifles in that game. The L96 was at least semi-usable. It was definitely a very powerful weapon, but the sniping in Black Ops 1 was very, very difficult to do just from the nature of how that game was patched. When it comes to the L96A1, according to the stats here that you can find on the Call of Duty wiki, the base L96A1, when it's not pack-a-punched, does 500 damage. When it is pack-a-punched and becomes the L115 Isolator, that ends up getting 1000 damage. Now let's switch over to Black Ops 2 and take a look at the DSR stats. So when it comes to the DSR in Black Ops 2, these are the stats on the Call of Duty wiki once again. So when it comes to the DSR, the unpack-a-punch version will actually end up having its damage range a little bit. It looks like that according to the wiki, it can be anywhere from 800 to 550. But when it's pack-a-punched, it's also 1000, just like the L96. Now even though both sniper rifles will equal out by the time that they're pack-a-punched, at least in their base form, the DSR wins in this case because the range can end up being anywhere from 550 to 800. So at least talking about the base damage, the DSR wins, which means that this myth is confirmed. The DSR does do more damage than the L96, although it really doesn't matter at the end of the day if you intend to pack-a-punch these guns. Myth: while doing the pack-a-punch defense in Garad Krovi, can you use anywhere but here to escape the house and go back to the main map? Alrighty guys, so myth 2 is going to be submitted in by Tyler. So what we're going to have happen is that Dan is going to have anywhere but here in his inventory after we have commenced the lockdown while in the pack-a-punch room on Garad Krovi, and I'm just going to be just staring at him just so I can show you guys if whether or not he does indeed move to a different location outside this room. So when he pops it, so far he's only gone downstairs, but remember the gobblegum is random, it just could just end up being bad luck. So Dan is going to use his second attempt, because it does have more than one use, and see if whether or not he teleports to somewhere else back on the main map. So here he goes, and once again, he does not teleport back to the main map, he only will teleport within this room so far. So I'm going to say that the myth is busted for now at least, because even after doing a quick Google search just to be 100% sure, I was not able to find anything saying you could leave unless you end up doing the lockdown the official way, so I'm going to leave it at busted for now. Myth: can you stab a zombie to death with just a combat knife in World at War on round 10? Alrighty guys, so this is a myth that is created by the Mythbusters team because we wanted to see if whether or not that you could end up doing something like this, because World at War is extremely glitchy, and as you guys can see, this is the reason why. Every time Dan goes to stab a zombie, it does what we call hugging. The zombie essentially traps Dan in a hitting animation that he cannot escape every time that he ends up stabbing it. And we're also talking about the combat knife here, not the Bowie knife, the base combat knife you spawn in with. Now, even though the combat knife is extremely weak at this point in the game, you can do it legitimately. It's just that you are at massive risk of dying without Jug, even with Jug, might I add. So the myth is confirmed, but I never recommend that you try this. Myth: can you stun a Denizen with an EMP grenade on transit? Alrighty guys, so myth 4 is going to be submitted in by Dan. So while on transit here, I'm going to purposely run into the fog and get a Denizen to jump on top of me. At that point, what I'm going to do is right before he jumps on me, I'm going to chuck a EMP grenade straight up into the air, so that way it will land back on my head by the time that the Denizen is in the melee animation on me. Therefore making it so that way I get a direct hit and I don't have anything else hitting it other than the EMP grenade. So here I go. I'm going to chuck it into the air and a Denizen is about to land on my head. And after the flash, he just kept going, so it's busted. The Denizen doesn't get affected by this thing. There's really nothing you can do other than just melee it like we've done for years. But yeah, it was at least worth a shot. But who runs EMP grenades on transit anyways, let's just be honest. Alrighty guys, so now we're moving on to the big bad final myth of today's episode. And once again, the title is not deceiving you. We are going to be literally testing if we can launch Leroy into the sky with the Trample Steam on Buried. This is something that I just am easily enthused about. I am very interested in, and I am just wanting to see something stupid. So let's end up playing Black Ops 2 and see if this can happen. Myth: can you launch Leroy with a Trample Steam on Buried? Alrighty guys, so this is once again going to be another myth that is submitted in by the Mythbusters team. So I have got the Trample Steam built, and now I'm going to set Leroy free here in a second. What I'm basically going to do is that I'm going to try to lure him in a really tight and narrow hallway just outside of his jail cell, and I'm going to entice him with booze so that way he keeps following me, and just hope that he will inevitably land on the Trample Steam since it's such a tight corridor. Alrighty, so I'm at my desired location, and I'm just going to get Leroy to line up with it so that way there is no risk of him possibly missing, and then I'm going to see if whether or not he glitches, launches properly, or just nothing happens at all. So Leroy, what will happen to you, buddy? And... ah, damn it. Ah, that's a letdown. Nothing happens. You guys can even see his foot standing right on the Trample Steam. He just doesn't end up doing anything. God damn it. And the thing is, it's not like it's in a spot that I can't reach. It does affect me. So it just doesn't affect Leroy specifically. Oh, that's a letdown. Okay, so the final myth is busted, but god damn it, that would have been really cool. Alrighty guys, but that is going to be here for today's episode of Call of Duty Zombies Myth-Busting Mondays, and I do truly hope you guys ended up enjoying it. If you did, please consider dropping a like, comment, subscribe, follow, and all that beautiful stuff. And once again, if there is a myth of your own that you would like to have be featured in next week's episode, please by all means put it in the comment section down below or within my Discord server, which is going to be linked down below in the description. Once again, can be about any game from World at War all the way to Black Ops Cold War. But yeah, guys, I truly hope you guys end up enjoying seeing today's video, and I hope you guys end up enjoying seeing another YouTube video for the most unique YouTubers are ever going to see. Thanks for watching, guys. I love all of you, and peace out.
Hey, meme lords. Jesus here. And you better have enjoyed that video there by the Eternal God Daddy Ninja. You should probably subscribe too, or the mighty Moab will come for your balls. If you enjoyed the video, you might like it too. And give me the memes. Flash, bang, boom!